kale Babbe FM radio bwachabasinga bwabusoga mukago omugonzi munange nkwaniriza musawo yaife eno sembayo program eno tufumintirize ninzo Vincent Mukisandi musada musekayima mva butende bugweri nendo kwisusayo bananga bavo okola nti mukanga lukeyo ate nimwe muli agati mirimo oli kujja kukyesa obona atirawe okwinuka kwendeza munange bisobola okuleka nti bikutambulira bukalamu bwerere bukalamu era mukamawo asime akasera kano negaitibwako omukyala Doreen Elima okuva mu office ya DPP nsonga digimagana bya kooti bya mateeka era ngo omukyala ono ni RSA Resident State Attorney owa district eyeyinda abasinga okutegeera amateeka ndowooza mubaidi ba RSA abali bafunye ku ensonga dijja mu kooti ndowooza file so weva ku poliisi ejja wa RSA memali olwoni ekooti yalindirira okuboneka nti egema ku nsonga ddo ndinaye adda kukyusaamu kuko olulimi katontono kati etunabanga tukulese munange nga tosobwere kulutegeera bitunasobola okuvunula kutwidabivunula muku ebitotono biti ndowooza nti era abawuliza baifeze ndidi nti aba muwulira ku olulimi olwo Olungereza abantu nimuna basoma kale ndakusaba mukyala Doreen alamuse kubatuuliriza olwoni tweyongereyo n'emboozi yaife mu maiso. Madam Doreen lamusa kubatuuliriza.
Thank you very much, Vincent. Thank you, listeners. Indeed, my name is Doreen Elima. I am the resident senior state attorney, Jinja. I represent the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions in Jinja. And I'm happy to be here. Okay. I'm happy to interact with you.
Kale, ndowooza tuwuliza omukyala muwulire ye olulimi lugule so twidda kubanga nga tugaitaganya tutyo akenti aliga nomwidinda gakolera emirimu gye nga RSA akiikira omukulu office ya DPP. Madam Doreen, briefly, can you tell us what it's all about RSA office?
Thank you. Now, RSA in full is a resident state attorney. And a resident state attorney represents or works on behalf of the Director of Public Prosecutions in a district. Some of the districts are handled by resident state prosecutors, but we all do the same job of representing the Director of Public Prosecutions in the different stations where we are working.
Okay.
Yes.
What is your mandate?
Now, our mandate as the DPP is really to handle criminal cases. Basically, criminal cases. Our mandate is provided for under Article 120 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. I don't know if some of you have heard about the Constitution, but it's the supreme law of the country, and we are established under what Article 120 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda to do a number of functions. One is to direct police on investigations upon any information of a criminal nature and to report to him or her expeditiously. The other is to institute criminal proceedings against any person or authority in any court of competent jurisdiction. Thirdly, we also take over and continue or discontinue any criminal proceedings that have been instituted by any person. And at this point, I want to emphasize that there are persons or authorities who can institute private prosecutions. But as the office of the DPP can continue, take them over, continue or discontinue such private prosecutions.
Okay. Just a moment.
Yes.
You said that you are eligible to handle criminal cases.
Yes.
I understand there are some cases which are not criminal.
Yes.
Who is eligible to handle such cases?
The other part of the law which is not criminal is the civil part of the law. And our office does not handle civil matters. Yes.
Okay.
Our mandate is purely criminal and criminal alone. Civil matters are handled by private lawyers.
Okay.
Yes.
Could you try to expound on your roles, the role of your office and that of the DPP?
Like I said, my office is the office of the DPP. We work as officials who are entrusted by the DPP to perform his duties on his behalf in the different stations, in the districts. We are like small DPPs, if I could put it that way for better understanding. We work for the DPP to do his work because he cannot be everywhere in this country to prosecute. So we do that work on his behalf.
Okay.
Yes. So I do not want you to confuse the office of the RSA as being different from the office of the DPP. It's one and the same, but because we are allocated to different districts or different stations to do the work of the DPP.
Okay.
Yes.
When do you handle a file?
Thank you. Now, many of you, I'm sure, have had an interaction with police. Once a matter has been reported to police, the police will carry out its duty. Its obligation is to investigate matters that have been reported to it. And after they have investigated these cases, their responsibility is to forward the files to the office of the resident state attorney or the resident state prosecutor.
Is it by law?
Yes, it is by law. We are lawyers who have been trained in handling and managing criminal cases. So once the matter has been investigated, the police forwards the case to the RSA's office, who will then study the file, what we call peruse the file, and take a decision on whether or not the evidence is sufficient to sustain the allegations that have been raised.
Okay.
Yes.
We've seen scenarios whereby a file after police are carrying out its investigations is brought to your offices. Are there possibilities of that file bouncing back to police, and under what circumstance?
Yes. Mr. Vincent, what I want you to understand, and the listeners to understand, is that not all cases that come from police are properly and thoroughly investigated. The police does its work of investigating, and sometimes at their level, they feel that they have thoroughly investigated the case. But as trained lawyers, we study this file, analyze it, and satisfy ourselves that the evidence that has been assembled has been properly investigated and is sufficient to sustain the charges. However, if we are not satisfied with the evidence that has been assembled, we normally send these files back for further investigations. That is why under Article 120, our mandate is to direct police to investigate information of a criminal nature. So once we feel that there are areas that need to be further investigated, we forward the files back to the police with instructions on which areas they should investigate, so that the evidence is strong enough to go through the test of court. On the other hand, we can also send the files back when the charge sheet has not been properly prepared. For example, say when there is one person and we feel that there needs to be 2 or more people, or where there is one charge when we feel that there needs to be 2 or more charges, or the other way around. There are more people on the charge sheet but the evidence is not sufficient to sustain the charges against all of them, or where the charge sheet has so many charges, but the evidence is not sufficient to sustain some of those charges. We can return the file back for police to correct those charges, but we can also bounce it back when we decide to simply close the file, when we feel that there's really no area for investigation, no avenue for investigation. So we decide to close it at that point. However, the closure at that point does not mean that the case has ended. If in future there is evidence that has emerged, strong evidence that has emerged to build your case, we can reopen that case.
Okay.
Yes.
Assuming I'm the complainant, I've done whatever I'm supposed to do. My file has been brought by police to your office, and you've done what you are supposed to do. I'm not satisfied with what you've done. Where am I supposed to go?
Thank you. Within the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, there is a hierarchy. And one of the functions of these hierarchies is to handle and manage complaints, where complainants or litigants are dissatisfied with the way a particular officer has handled the file. The Office of the DPP has the Resident State Attorney's Office or the Resident State Prosecutor's Office at the district level. At the regional level, we have what we call the regional offices, which supervise the Resident State Attorney's offices at the district level. In Busoga, in particular, we have a regional office, which is in Jinja, and it supervises the entire region of Busoga, including the districts of Jinja, Kamuli, Buyende, Iganga, Namayingo, Bugiri, Mayuge, Luka, and Kaliro. Now that office is located on Mivule Crescent in Jinja. So if a litigant or a person is dissatisfied with the decision of an officer at the district level, they can complain to the resident state attorney first. And the resident state attorney is duty bound to address the issues raised in that complaint. But if the person is still dissatisfied with the decision taken by the resident state attorney, they have the liberty to go to the next level, which is the regional officers level. Yes. So after the regional officers level, the person can still go further to complain to the headquarters directly.
Do you mediate cases?
Unfortunately, as DPP policy, we are not allowed to mediate cases. We are not allowed to mediate criminal cases. But you find situations where litigants are willing to resolve their matters amicably. And we cannot refuse them to do that. But as a policy, we cannot encourage litigants to say, come sit down and resolve this issue. No, we don't do that.
Okay.
Yes. However, when the matter goes to court, the court, especially the magistrates' courts, they invoke Section 160 of the Magistrate Courts Act, which encourages reconciliation. But specifically for matters which are not of a personal violence in nature and matters that are not capital in nature. Yes. So at that level, at court level, parties are encouraged to settle. There is actually a designated mediator at court to do that work of mediation. But also the Constitution permits mediation. So I think that is why the courts have gone ahead to promote mediation between parties. It saves time, it does not waste resources, among other things. But within the DPP itself, we do not promote mediation.
I'll take you back shortly. You said by wording.
Yes.
your representative of the DPP. When is a case referred to your bosses?
Good. Now, there are some matters which we as the state attorneys cannot handle without the input of the director himself. Such matters are matters to do with matters that require consent from the DPP himself to be able to proceed to court. Without consent, the courts will dismiss that matter or bounce it back. One of those cases is to do with incest. I think you can help me translate incest. That is having sexual intercourse or carnal knowledge of someone you're closely related to.
Yes.
Yes. Other matters include corruption-related cases, abuse of office, embezzlement, and causing financial loss. Others include treason, where the DPP's signature must appear to have consented to those charges. But also the DPP is the only person who can withdraw cases from courts of law. Here I want to be very clear. Many times our litigants come and tell us that they've lost interest. They are no longer interested.
The complainants.
The complainants. They tell us they are no longer interested in pursuing these matters to the end, and they would wish to have the case discontinued or withdrawn from the court system for whatever reasons, be it reconciliation, or they've just forgiven this person, or they've settled the matter one way or the other.
Okay.
Yes. However, the law is very strict. It says it is only the DPP who has powers to withdraw cases. When we tell this to some of our litigants, they complain. They think we do not want to help them. And they say that it's their cases. Why are we making their lives so difficult? Yet it's their matters and they no longer want to go ahead with it.
They have lost our interest.
Yes. So why are you forcing them? But one thing is that they have to know is that they are compellable witnesses. We can compel them to come to court. The law permits that. And by that I mean that the court can issue a warrant of arrest for a witness to come and appear, even if you've lost interest in that case.
Yet I told you that I've lost interest in that.
Yes.
In my case.
Yes, this is now a government matter because it is Uganda versus this suspect. But you are our witness. So as Uganda, who is now represented by us, the state attorneys, it is up to us to decide whether to let the case go or not. And it's only the DPP who can do that, who can take that decision.
Okay.
Yes.
Kale, atuliza mnange omukyala ndowooza muli mukumuwulira olulimi luli lulongoserwamu aye ndowooza ebisinga bungi ndowooza muli kubiwulira. Tuli kwogera ku nsonga erigemagana n'ofiisi ya DPP. Ikiriza dakika ntonotono diti sooke netololemu bwe naba nga nviire mulango ndakwira tweyongereyo n'ensonga dino.
Pass me my kiri soda.
Inakuja mwade kiri soda. Zena mpaka kiri soda.
Ndenge zaka kiri soda kanja. Wala kiri soda na.
Saneka kiri kankolera. Celebrate this kiri soda.
Mokaire kano buli muntu ali kunengeri y'endawulo yasobola okusanukiramu obulamu bwe. Tubaleeteire kiri soda mu birungo bina eby'endawulo omuli lemon, mixed berry, orange ne kiri cola. Muti osobola okubifuna ku maduuka ne supermarket dona. Sanukira obulamu bwo ne kiri soda.
Celebrate life with Kiri soda.
Celebrate life.
Kiri soda.
Let's celebrate life.
Kale tuize kumpe udachano musanvu akulonizo musanvu radio baba fama nenda okutegeeza nti munango oli kwenda okulanga ni radio eno ngoli mu kibuga ekyayinza jja wali ku luguudo nairo avenue plot namba 24 ngoli kujja ku idwaliro lya Jinja main hospital. Odda kubona ekizimbe kiriku ebigambo ku kisagati kyakyo nti Baba TV gate ya bulwingira wabayino linaagaaniwa ebitebe bya Baba TV ate oba oli Kampala ja entinda ku luguudo Kisasi Road kuliko ekizimbe kiri ku Ntwade Point Group bigambo ebiri kuingira omwo obayino l'ensonga munange edi kutwaire ebintu bidakutambulira bukalamu onabo kali kuvayo ng'ekintu kitituuseeko eno ate banaife aba haleluya hardware shop bano baagaanibwa Yinda ku luguudo Obuja Road bali kutegeeza nti baleese ebikozesebwa mu kuzimba nga sementi owa buli kika langi yadda asaduli yela enkobera nji kindekeki wiribalo oyenda buso mabaati buli kintu kyona oba buli kalonda akozesebwa mu kuzimba munange babikuleeteire ate bayikiriza iwe ogula ekirala otatya nti bano basuubuza basuubula be agula ekirala bakuwa ate munange niiwe oyenda okusuubula ate iwe kabiri bakwaniriza ino awo oba baganika obujja loodi ploti nkaaga ni ploti enkaaga n'ebiri musobola okuboneka nti mwitaania yakatwegaita kunina omukyala Doreen Elima ni RSA mu district eno ey'eyinza kali kwogera ku nsonga buvunaanyizibwa ki obwa ofisi ye era biki byatekeirwa okukola. Madam wetugirire kumpewo twetwogera ebintu bingi but we had not talked about the issue of land matter. As your office, are you mandated to handle such cases, land cases?
Yes, as our office, like I said, we handle criminal matters. Land per se has both criminal and civil aspects to it. However, most of the disputes that come to us from Busoga region are related to ownership. There are so many disputes over land ownership, land boundaries, and these are matters that can only be resolved by a civil court. The criminal court has no mandate to address issues of land disputes. However, when it comes to issues to do with criminal trespass or forcible entry or malicious damage to property, we can handle those under the criminal part of the law.
Okay.
But where you're disputing ownership of land, we cannot help you in the criminal court to resolve that issue.
Could you tell us what are criminal cases and what are civil cases?
Good. Now, criminal cases are cases which involve breaking the law or committing crimes. Okumenya amateka, like stealing is criminal in nature. Like rape is criminal in nature. Like defilement is criminal in nature. Like fighting, assault is criminal in nature. The other is the civil part of the law. Civil is where you're determining ownership of something in dispute, or you are claiming certain rights which have been violated, and you need to be compensated, or you need some award to be given for that loss, for that damage. For breaking the law in criminal, our punishments are usually either imprisonment or fines. You're made to pay fines, and in some cases, you are awarded some little compensation. In civil, on the other hand, the remedies that are usually awarded are more in terms of compensation for the damages lost, for the damages incurred, for the loss of property, or for the violation of a particular right, or for or return of certain properties, or for court to pronounce itself on who is the owner of a particular property, which we cannot do in criminal.
Okay. And
that is where most land matters fall. They are civil in nature. So many of our cases in land do not end up in court for that specific reason. The parties are usually complaining that this person has encroached on my land, or I bought this land from so and so, but now so and so is also claiming ownership. Two or more people are claiming ownership over the same land. That cannot be addressed by the criminal court.
Okay.
Yes.
Among our criminal cases, since the time of coming to Jinja, which type of cases under criminal have you registered, and they are common?
As common cases, yes. Thefts are quite common in Jinja. And usually it's the petty theft. Find someone on the street and you... those ones, or while you're in the market, someone picks your property and runs away. But there are also house break-ins. They are quite common. Okumenya nyumba, okuyingira nyumba. Those are also quite common. The other are the capitals. They are quite common, especially the defilement. Defilement is common in Jinja region in particular. And murders are also common. Yes. Yes. Yes, those are quite common. Then fighting, assaults. There are common cases of assault every now and then. In a day, there are about 4 cases of assaults being brought to our table. Yes. And thefts, of course, is the most common one.
Madam Elima, a listener would like to know, are criminal cases bear the same penalty?
No. Criminal cases are different, and their punishments are also different. I'll give an example of assault, which is beating up someone. Yes. Yes. Even slapping is assault. The law takes it as assault because you have exerted force on someone, which is violating their rights. Okay. So when you assault someone and we take you to court, bring evidence, and court is satisfied that the case has been proven against you, that the maximum punishment for assault is 5 years. So the court will decide... Yes. The court will decide... Yes, that is assault. But the court will decide based on the circumstances of each case whether the maximum sentence should be meted out on you. So between 0 to 5 years imprisonment, anything in between there can be awarded as a punishment by the court. So that's why you see sometimes some people will get a fine. They'll walk away after paying a fine. Some will walk away with, say, 18 months imprisonment. It depends on every case. The circumstances in every case really inform what kind of punishment you'll get.
Okay.
For theft is 10 years imprisonment. For simple defilement, which is defilement of a girl or a boy above the age of 14, between 14 and 18, the punishment is life imprisonment.
14
and 18. Between 14 and 18.
Life imprisonment.
Life imprisonment.
What about aggravated defilement?
Yes, aggravated defilement is the defilement of a person below the age of 14 years. However, there are circumstances where a person above 14 can also be defiled, and the charges preferred will be aggravated defilement. Some of those circumstances include where the person, the accused person, is related to the victim. For instance, is a parent or is someone in authority over the victim, or where the accused person is HIV positive.
So, bwenkaka omwana ali myaka 14 n'okweyongerayo ng'olwisi muli kunaka kwate ninze baba we ninze muli kuno buyinza kabiri awo mumbonera irala ng'omuntu adifairinze omwana ali below 18.
Yes, that is aggravated defilement. That is the law. I don't make the law. That is what the legislators decided.
Don't you see that the law is somewhere there?
We are simply enforcing.
The law is bent.
We are enforcing what your legislators agreed. Yes.
Then 18 paka ku 18 That is simple defilement.
Defilement.
Why is it called the simple?
It is not actually simple. We just use the term to distinguish. But it's plain defilement. Just plain defilement. Yeah.
Abantu baliko saying that is a simple defilement.
No, there is no word like simple defilement in the law. But in our lay talk, we just refer to it as simple defilement to differentiate it from the more grave offense of aggravated defilement.
Mbumutira inovuza file ya wiro wa RSA. Chivanga kuchi. The complainant has not yet agreed with the accused. Ali kusubira nti file ye eri wa RSA and soon the suspect will be produced to court to answer the charges, but a fire it dies a natural death.
Thank you, Vic.
Should we say that you're also corrupt?
No, our office is not corrupt. No, we are not corrupt. And besides, I think I touched on this a bit earlier. Like I said, when the files are forwarded to us from the police, our duty is to study the file and appreciate the evidence, and then be satisfied that the evidence is sufficient to go to court. If we find and feel that the evidence that has been assembled is not sufficient, we will send it back to police, either for further investigations or simply for close and put away.
Waliwo embeera kanti RSA akobe mumuwe emitwalo abiri efayire eno edeme kujja wa mulamuzi. Have you ever experienced such scenarios?
I have heard about them.
What about you, personal experience?
No, I haven't. I have not. Because I believe our mandate is to handle these files professionally. And when you're taking it to court, you are sure and you've satisfied yourself that the evidence therein is going to go through the test of court and most probably secure a conviction. There is no need to pay anyone any money to work on your file.
But do you believe that there are some RSAs who practice such?
They could be there. I do not work in all RSA stations and I cannot speak for them, but they could be there. But the DPP policy is a zero tolerance to corruption. DPP does not encourage corruption at all. I'm sure that you have heard of some state attorneys being arrested over corruption, over receiving monies to be able to work on files. So, in the same spirit, as the office of the DPP as RSAs, we are required to work professionally with integrity and serve the people. Yes, because we know that these are indigent people. Not everyone can afford this money to pay for a lawyer, and that is why, as an office, we are paid a salary to do this job. So if anyone is demanding for money, there are avenues to report or to seek redress. You report to the relevant offices like the RSA's office herself, or the regional office, or to police, or to the IGG's office, okay? So that it can be investigated. There are also situations where litigants make false allegations because they have perceived it that the person, the officer, is demanding for money to be able to work on their file. For instance, if a file came to me and I take 2 or 3 days without working on it, for some reason, probably I'm busy, it's a high court session, and I have no time to work on it, some will assume that now you want money. You want them to give you money so that they can sit and work on your file. And that is not the case. It's always advisable that when such a situation happens, please go to the relevant office and talk to them. Yes. Talk to the person.
Mukogerako okobye nti police ekola investigation ezidaayo yamaliriza yabaletera file efayiro y'oluveewo you present it to court. Aye nga mu maaso kakasa nti kituufu obudulizi buliwo, isn't it? Kivanga ku kikooti okusalawo nti eno emwedereriza omusango wazira budulizi.
Yes. Now, there are many things that can kill a case. One is the investigations, the level of investigations. Two is the witnesses turning up to court. Three is the way the witnesses testify in court. Some of the things that they tell police in their statements are completely different from what they will testify in court. So you wonder what happened, what was going through their mind while they were recording these statements, because that is what we rely on to determine that this matter should go to court. But when you get to court, for instance, I've had witnesses in defilement cases, victims, a girl of say 16. She recorded a statement very beautifully saying it is this man, James, who defiled me, who had sex with me. But when you reach court, she will tell you it is not James. I've never had sex with James. It is my parents who forced me to say this. So in such a case, the court usually is constrained to dismiss, to dismiss the case or to discharge or acquit the accused person. There's no reason to hold that accused person.
Okay.
Yes. It would also be a violation of their right.
Can you tell us what brings a situation whereby someone has been presented to court, he has been charged, whatever case it may be, they process for court bail, is bailed out, but with after even less than an hour is being rearrested by police.
Well, those have happened. I've heard about a number of situations like that happening. The last one I think was in Kampala recently at the anti-corruption court, where some lawyer and his
even
client
where you are now.
Yes.
We had a scenario whereby Charles Wesley Mumbere of Renzuluru, the king of Renzuluru, he was granted bail by court, but after like an hour, we saw police condoning off the court premises, waiting to rearrest the king of Renzuluru.
I do not want to speak and speculate on behalf of the police, really, because it's police that carries out the arrests. But from a legal perspective, a rearrest can happen after someone is released on bail if there are other charges that have been levied against this suspect.
By who?
By any other citizen, any other person. Okay? And probably this person has been defying police summons and had been on the run or had disappeared. They can be rearrested. But the practice is the courts have declined to have people arrested from court premises. They do not wish for suspects who have been granted bail to be arrested right at the premises of court. It does not set a good precedent for jurisprudence in the country. But as far as the cases of Mumbere are concerned, maybe they were for security reasons. I don't know. Like I said, I do not really wish to speculate on their behalf. But otherwise, once someone has been granted bail, they are at liberty to go and return to court as and when they have been ordered by court to return.
Okay.
Yes. The only possible reason for rearrest is when there are other charges pending against the same suspect. Yes. Yes, because police can arrest with or without a warrant. Yes. And most of the time they arrest before they even forward the files to us. Yes.
Ayo omuntu asobola okutwalibwa mu kooti minus a file reaching your office?
No, they can't. It has to go through the RS's office. We are the ones to determine whether the matter should go to court. Yes.
Kale, atuuliza munange edda kuyita ku masimu noti 776 oba noti 755 ndala noti 7 ndala noti 7 twegaiteko obeeku n'ekibuzo ky'oyinza okubuuzaako omukyalo ono ekigemagana ani ku nsonga de tuli kwogerangako obweira. Hello. You can put on the headphones. Hello.
Vincent.
Wanji?
Wale muganda wange.
Kale munange.
Wale kuchaza mukyalo oyo.
Yesebo ni naye.
Ono butereva bembuli yange eddoboozi lyakapyanga 20 okuva eseride bugiri bukoli.
20 namala eriyo ki?
Ijja kuba election muganda wange. Kyano kabuuza nga bubuuze.
Anti ku side yo ki ekiriyo kuba koti 20 namala.
Ijja kuba kansala wakapyanga okukkirira abantu bange.
Ku district?
Ku district y'ebugiri.
Nze nkwendeza birungi baba.
Awo bonsabira awo kirungi.
Amina.
Kati dada. Niwulanga omukyalo oyo aliko ba RSS.
RSA.
RSA tali tukoba enifulu yabayo BPP. Aida tangaza mawe enifulu. Then nze ndijabuza ekintu nga kino. Kulokuba eri evidence edibaawo. Kisobokanga kati nga wokobye. Nti oyagana eiza polisi baago omuntu warrant y'okufulumamu. Then apolisi bavere bagema omuntu oyo. Kati kyembuuza ebatuukira abapolisi ogema omuntu oyo. Bano bakalisalawo nti eiza onaakalina emisango batamuyimirira kujja oba abapolisi boona baba n'ekigandiiko kyabwe oluvannyuma nani asalawo ku kintu ekyo aba faino nti ono omuntu eiza yeeyimirira aje then kairi ati abapolisi bamugemye. Ebyo anviireku ekyo. Nenda atuyinongola ekintu kino. Kikirizibwa efayiro okujja obujjere katugeze nga mu kooti nga tetusoose kutuuka ku office ng'etekale daabwe badiringalingamu babeera by accidentally ajja buje mu straight forward mu kooti embuli yanga nviireku.
Era n'ebirala ebyobuuza byabaire yakayiramu ekya realist n'ekya fayiro okujja nga tebise mu office yo. I think obaire kyogereko but olw'okwenda omuwuliza waife akitegeere era ndakusaba okiremu. Just a moment. Hello. Hello. Kale haji nsanga iri.
First of all, I want to register first of all, I think let me call disappointment. Because as she is speaking English, you are not interpreting. That's why the covering of boy who if she cannot come with interpreter, I think on behalf of that so that people understand why she has been speaking and analyzing. But my question is, or I want to emphasize, even if for a way there's no doubt to go between, but it's a habit now with the office of RSS and the court. Waliwo babloka abakufwira omulimu, they are there to know this file. They talk with the complainant, they talk with the suspect, they talk with the magistrate, they talk with the RS. So I think she has come to new Jinja, but that's the order of the day. How are we going to fight that? Because abantu balikuwa nabana n'emisango olwabo babloka abaliwo hagati. Bali asente ku complainant, bali asente ku suspect.
Kale, tuyanze. Have you understood me?
Yes.
Okay, then that is good. Baba. Hello. Kale munange. Yes, sebo. Hello, sebo.
Omugwe tuyoza tambola.
Yes sir.
Omukyalo ndimbe kati singa ndagana namba y'essimu w'essimu oba ya mukazi wange ng'omuntu olambadde nsuka n'omuvunano lwadde.
Kale.
I haven't heard that.
Omugwe yokiwulire.
Nkiwulire ndamukobera. Aliko nti bw'aba yagaine namba mu isimu eri omukazi we bamukubiire esimu omuntu oyo nga amwekengera asobola okuyiddayo amuvunaana yayidda n'obuduulizi obw'enamba obw'esimu. Kale akitegeire baba okendeza ku radio mukago omugonzi munange.
Hello?
Wanji
Vincent.
Sebo
Eriyo station jembo nangeeta nsanusa kubasaada abo. Eriyo station yeba wayagaana waja mu high court edinda. Kabiri womaliriza oti omusango olw'eriyo otwire mu high court ekyo ky'okusala omusango bagwiza kabiri ebugiri ku level esookebwa kabiri babategeeza ki batwinongole kisinziranga kuki kali omusango gugire emberi kali bakati guno omusango gwire ebugiri ekiro gitulumiriza ino
kale baba wanji munange woterera mu ku network angati nungi. Hello wanji
walina etufunga okusinziira n'amaadi.
Yes sebo.
Eze mbuza butuuka omugala omuntu
ayo network is can't network yo tinungi wanji
omulenzi omugala wamyaka 26 omulenzi wamyaka 26 kuva musango kyokugula so kwanga omuntu oyinza okutuuka ku polisi okujja walaba oli akaali kabiri musango.
I didn't get that. The line is bad.
Muna network eri kubanga ati nungi aye ndowooza kyembairo tingemiyamu kwalibuuza nti olewa abanga like someone is 16 years, a girl is 16 years, and omuvubuka wa myaka 26 musango gwe bavunaana nga he has defiled a 16-year-old. The man is 26.
Yeah.
The girl is 16 years. Baba. Hello.
Ebali so.
Kali so na jebali.
So na mwanda kene sebu kote.
Yes sir Kenneth.
Kitendo buzagu baba. Singa tokopana mukazi ngaba ide bangam. Tensobola kufuna byanga kubaire police yo bankolande. Kumira kumira ngwaka.
Kali. Ako yendi singa afuna obuzibu yatabuka ni mukazi we bamugema oba baani tikibaire clear tichitidi kuba whether you've understood it clearly.
Okay.
Maybe you try it out. There you've understood it. Tuida kufuna yomukubi owundi nga mulala tusobola okuboneka nti omukyalo ono anukula ebibuuzo bino ayendowooza akasebe kali nti kali ku side yaife. I request that madam you respond to these queries and we wind up.
Okay. Thank you very much, our callers. I'm happy that people are actually listening in and they are interested in the work of the DPP. Now,
I request that you come closer to the microphone.
Thank you.
So that people can get you clear.
Yes. Now, I'll start with the question of the office of the DPP and the RSA. What do those terms mean? Well, at the beginning of the show, I said I am the resident senior state attorney and I work in Jinja. Resident state attorneys represent the director of public prosecutions, which is under the office of the director of public prosecutions, and it's a creation of the Constitution. It's an institution created by the Constitution specifically to handle criminal matters. So DPP in full means Director of Public Prosecutions.
Just a moment.
Owiduka nkuleetera ku emigaati keeki amandaazi bbeeyi ennungi onaasuubulaku
nandisuubwireko aye obikola mu ngano ki naye ndabikoleibwa mu ngano ya Blue Ribbon.
buli wendiija Blue Ribbon muganda wange nsuubulaku emigaati giigyo gindibiriire
beeto wammaani bw'onatandika okozesa Blue Ribbon twena tuyida kusuubulaku emigaati chapati sumbusa mandaazi ndi keeki ebikoleibwa mu Blue Ribbon biwooma anti bibaamu akawoowo kale keena akasikiriza ate kabiri baleeta ekyuma ekiyaka ekyongera omutindo ku ngano ya Blue Ribbon gyagane mu maduuka ne supermarket mu Uganda yona ekolebwa aba Master Grain Milling Company Limited abaaganibwa mu kilomita ndala yonka ku luguudo olujja Kayunga Bugerere bakubireko ku 0778 25 17 78 oba 0332 28 04 78.
They call me Mr. Bubusa, aka Don Data, or West Tabu. Yeah, I'm the Rio G, Cool Fire, Hot Ice, MTN Data Bwengula Chokumi, Mfona Bibiri, Dictionary, double MB, not single, but double. Yeah, I'm Gangasta. In fact, I don't surf one internet, I surf two internets. When I order for Ghost Meat, give me 2 sticks double. Those things of one app are for children. Me, I open 2 apps at the same time. I'm the worst. No, I'm the baddest. Hey, I'm the baddest double.
Doni omuwulidde kubisamu MB zo ku MTN ku nkola ya double nyiga star emu5 not star emu not hasi okuteekako data bando ow'olunaku olwakubisibwemu 2 ku mukutu ogukyasinze mu kibuga.
Everywhere you go, MTN. MTN Uganda eddukanyizibwa wansi w'amateeka ga Uganda Communications Commission.
Biki bino byoguze matiriyo namulesi emisumaali jeju emitayimbwa jeju wabiguze wabino
ya omukama wange ku sente de wampa nga nsobola okulemerwa okuleeta tayiro zikwedi nafuna bwenkola
nakukoba nti nze ebyange ebizimbisibwa mbigula mu Hallelujah Holdings Hardware Shop n'abatunda buli kalonda gwennenda ku byokuzimba bathtubs shower trays amabaati mugeje dendawulo ne kale dendawulo tayiro langi suminti bikuufulu tanke d'amaadhi sengenge pipe n'ebindi kamala lumukabuti ogula ebitu mu Hallelujah Holdings Hardware Shop edinda kwa Goja Road plot number nkaga ne 2 bali ku isimu 0703 55 78 74 oba 0754 14 05 79 Hallelujah Holdings Hardware Shop.
Tuize kubaba fama ekyano musanva kronezo musanva radio eyo bachabazinga babusoga. Yeah, Madam Elima ndakusaba ojo maiso n'okuyira mu ebibuzo ebyo. But bear in mind that we only left with 4 minutes to end our show.
As fast as I can. Now the RSA, if I can put it in Luganda, is omwabi wa government. These are trained lawyers who are mandated to handle criminal cases. And the DPP is the head of all these criminal lawyers in the country, who is called the Sabawabi, if I can put it that way. Sabawabi. Yes. The issue of arrest, I think I talked about it. Arrest after grant of bail. I won't repeat that. The other person who said he was disappointed that we were speaking English, I cannot help it because I do not speak the local language, unfortunately. I'd request that you bear with me. I apologize for that. We'll try to do something better next time. On the issue of brokers at the RSA's court, one thing is for certain that there are unscrupulous persons in the premises of court. Those who are waiting to prey on desperate litigants, desperate people who need help at court premises. Some are known, others are unknown. We have had instances where some of them have actually been arrested, yes, claiming to be our staff. Recently, we, as the office of the DPP, came up with a policy that we should wear tags for identification purposes. So from now on, you're going to find an officer of the DPP's office wearing a tag for identification. And besides that, I would discourage anyone from dealing with any person who is not a state attorney. And I repeat, a state attorney. Not even should you deal with the clerk or
but
office attendant.
But there are people who can't read.
Yes, but you ask to speak to the state attorney. Some of them actually meet them in court. at the court premises. Some of them are not in the premises of the DPP. But these brokers may be stationed at the court premises and they'll lie to the public that they work for the DPP. I'll take you to the DPP's office or to the RS's office and they will help you. We have had an incident where we had one arrested and he's actually currently serving because he claimed to be a staff, and when this staff brought him to our premises, we got to realize that it was one of these brokers.
From Jinja here? From
Jinja here, yes. The other issue is phone call evidence. Someone said they can bring evidence of someone who called them on phone. They are welcome. We operate an open door policy as the office of the DPP. Whatever issues they have, whatever complaints they have, we are always open and ready and willing to address those complaints. And coming along with evidence is even better, because then we can find out who is doing what, who is trying to call litigants. Okay? The other issue is cases being referred back to Bugiri, if I got it well.
Yes.
From High Court.
Again, it's referred to a lower court.
A lower court. I don't know if I get it clearly, if the matter was in High Court in Jinja and they referred them back to Bugiri. If it's a High Court matter and it's criminal in nature, I want to assume that it's probably a case of, say, aggravated defilement, which was later reduced by the DPP himself to, say,
simple
defilement. Yes, and they had to return it back to the local court in Bugiri for the magistrate to handle, because the chief magistrate has powers to handle a case of defilement. Yes, I'm thinking that is why it was sent there, because they didn't give details, so I cannot speculate. The other question is about a 16-year-old victim being defiled by a 26-year-old boy. What offense? Even here, the facts are a bit scanty, but if it's a 16-year-old girl being defiled by a 26-year-old boy, say who is her teacher, or who is a brother, or an uncle, or who is HIV positive, or who has been convicted of defiling in the past, that person can be charged with aggravated defilement.
Do you have a toll-free line where someone can call and report in the case of anything?
We don't have a toll-free line in our office, but we have official lines.
Okay.
Yes.
Where
they can call.
Are you in position to give them to the listener?
Yes, I have no problem giving them our contacts. Our contacts as the RSA, Jinja, is 0794
0794
332 336. Yeah, but my other AfriCell line, I mean Airtel line, is 0702 65 75 86. Yes.
That is your personal contact?
That's my personal contact.
Eno namba ya mchalo no 0702 nkaga na 5 75 chinana mukaga 0702 nkaga na 5 75 chinana na mukaga.
Yes. The last question here was about a man fighting with his wife. I think this is a case of domestic violence. Yes, and either of them can report, and we can analyze and study the evidence and see whether there's a case that has been brought out. Well, thank you very much, Baba Radio, for this opportunity of making the DPP's office visible. Many of us are called state attorneys, but I would like to correct that it is state attorney, maybe for purposes of being clear. Our office is there to serve and to help in cases to do with criminal matters.
Kale tuyanza banange dikuonyesa wesatu wechi wachifanga omaika ali munumba ajja kutusa kwa maulire otavaawo.